This is Business Decoded podcast with Ronnie Spellman. An informal chats with top business moguls as they share their stories of failure and success in a fun and relaxed way. Get entertained, educated, and unlock the secrets to success.
Welcome to Business Decoded with Ronnie Spellman. We are back with my good friend and guest, Jessica Bartnick. Jessica, welcome back. It's good to have you again. The last time we had some really delightful conversations around your businesses and your nonprofit, and what you've been able to do is just incredible. When I was preparing for our discussion, I wrote down nuts, brilliant leader. Absolutely. One of the most brilliant leader, just engaging. Your ability to interact with people is phenomenal. How you bring people into your circle is just amazing. So usually when I'm in a board meeting with you, I just sit back and watch because you're so incredible.
I love you.
And I feel it every time. It's just fun to watch, and it's fun for me to learn from you and your style and how you present to people and engage with people.
So it's the most connected man I've ever met in my life.
What's that? Well, I've been watching you though. You make me feel good about it, but you're just incredible. But I'd love to talk more about the nonprofit that you've created, and I've been to some of your programs. Mm-hmm. I don't think I mentioned that in the last show. I spoke at one of your programs, and the students that you have are students that can use the help. Yeah. I've seen them. One of the events I went to was your annual event, and you took them to a really fancy restaurant because in your view, and I asked you, why this restaurant? A really nice restaurant. It was an incredible
White
meal.
Table.
It was absolutely incredible. Jessica, you hadn't taken me to this level of a restaurant before. So why are you taking your kids and not me? But your response was that you needed to show them what it looked like to eat in that kind of establishment, to show them what it looks like to have linen and nice cloths in the service. So that was important. But from a mentor perspective, what is it that you do for these kids from a mentorship, and why?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So why? That's the big question. So I wrote a curriculum in probably between the years of 2014 to 2016, got a copyright on it in 2017.
Oh, wow.
And so this is what our mentors
You wrote
follow.
the curriculum?
I wrote it. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm not an
impressive.
educator either, but I wrote a curriculum. I have a business degree.
Impressive.
Yeah. So I got the copyright, but I knew that the only way we can actually help these kids with a volunteer mentor is if the mentors have a guide.
Okay.
Because you can't expect someone who's, 60-something years old to go in and work with a 16, 17, 18-year-old and know how to get them into college. Because even when I applied for college, it was a big paper thing that you would mail in. Now everything's online. So I'm not expecting a 60-year-old. So I say it doesn't.
Don't lose your thought. When I applied, my daughter is in college now. When I applied to school, I did it on a word processor. We didn't have a computer. It was a typewriter that sounded fancy. It was a little flip screen. So it was a typewriter with a little screen that we called a word processor. And I printed it out and I sent it to the college, and I waited a long time to get a response. So you're right. It's changed so much. Everything is online now, which is cute.
Much. Right? I mean, it's so cute. We'll get back on that. So I hired a high school girl for my my lash and nail studio. Yeah. And I was talking to her. And she said, "Oh, yeah, I was just in Mexico, and one of my friends was applying for college while she was laying in bed." And I'm like, that's a thing now? Of course it is. But so everything is online. So I like to say it doesn't matter the age or stage of our mentors. Right. They can be 60 and they haven't gone through this process in 40 plus years, or they can be 23 straight out of this and they've gone through this exact process. And I wanted to make sure that we could just duplicate the system for everyone. So that's why I wrote the curriculum. I also understand for our competitors, Big Brother, Big Sister.
Sure.
They just take their kids, and it's a great program, so don't get me wrong, but they take their kids to a basketball game.
Right.
And it's okay, what do I talk about? What do I do? We even give them tips on what to ask the students in our curriculum. Ask them about their weekend, So our mentors guide them through. It's a 27-week program. And we have them, from everything to select your top 5 colleges, teaching them how to do a financial literacy course. Then we match each one of our students with a local business, similar to what they want to study in college. Amazing. We had one girl who wanted to be a doctor, and so she saw a C-section from the glass, at a hospital. This was pre-COVID. She's like, "Oh, this is awesome. I still want to be a doctor." Right?
That's amazing. And you set that up?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I'm hoping on a future program we will have a person who set up a similar internship program, which is why I think it's important to discuss this on Business Decoded. Not only your ability to run it like a business, but also your ability to create a workforce for business. So you're giving these young people an opportunity to build their career, but giving them the tools to figure out where they want to go from a business and career standpoint. So the idea that you could set up the ability to watch a surgery is just amazing.
Yes. I mean, we've done everything from a children's theater to some of the largest corporations in the world that are, here, headquartered here locally, or at least have an office here locally.
Very cool.
But, I mean, these kids get to experience it all. Yeah. And they get to meet with the CEO. I think one of our kids met with the CEO of Southwest Airlines,
That's amazing.
And it's just an opportunity because these kids don't get to go to work with mom or dad. Right. Mom and dad is manual labor, food service. Dad may not even be in the house. So how do we take these kids out of their community, which many of them haven't been, and bring them into a business, show them why they want to get that college degree? You don't just want to graduate from high school and go do the same thing. You want to break that cycle. And so that's what we do.
All right, so you have to tell me some of the biggest hurdles you find, and then we'll get back into your business ideas. But I joined you for another event at a high school. And you probably don't know this, but it had a huge impact on me because I ended up speaking with the principal at the high school. And I don't remember the statistics now, but a lot of the students do not go on to college. The vast majority of them do not. And those that do, of the small percentage that go, a lot of them do not stay in college. And when they read the statistics, I asked the principal, why is that? And he mentioned most of the ones that do go to college and stay for a period of time are females. And these are minorities. And he said that typically their family doesn't support college. And then those that don't stay, it's because they're too far from the family, or they may have someone that they're dating still in the local community, and they feel the need to come back to that community. And so I presume that's probably one of your biggest hurdles is trying to break that cycle so that they understand the value, importance of not only college, but a career post-college. But what are you seeing on your side from a hurdle perspective?
Yes. So 86% of low-income students that go to college drop out. That's essentially 9 out of 10.
Wow.
That's tragic.
Yeah.
And so, like our students in our program are staying at a 75% rate. So,
amazing.
7 out of 10 of ours are staying,
that's cool.
Which is not good enough for me, but that's better than
it's huge.
9 out of 10 dropping out. Like we've turned that, number around essentially. For us, I would say, what's the biggest hurdle? We actually, in the curriculum I wrote, because I know these hurdles that these kids face, I have all of the mentors walk through with the students actual real-life case scenarios that could happen that could prevent them from staying at college.
You have the student write that down?
No,
the mentor.
The mentor taught, the mentor says, hey, what if mom calls you and says, I need you to come home because I lost my job and I need you to come work.
Oh, wow.
But you have a test tomorrow and you know that you can't leave school. How do you tell your mother no?
Wow. So you have that integrated into your program.
I do.
That is incredible.
Yeah, I do.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I've worked through all those because we don't want to have those. We want those kids to be equipped with the tools, like every tool that they need to succeed. And that includes parents who are not supportive.
Very impressive.
Sadly.
And you mentioned some of the business partners you have. I know one of the partners is a global company. I forget their volume, but it's a few $100 billion in revenue. And they asked you to come build a program that's attached to their organization to help mentor kids. And so it sounds like you've done well at getting into those specific organizations and partnering with them to build an offshoot of your mentorship program within their umbrella. I don't know if I'm describing that well. So without, of course, mentioning your partner's name, but you're doing that as well as kind of an offshoot of your overall program, right?
Yes. And we're going on 8 years with this corporation.
Amazing.
And this last school year, this program that I developed for them has garnered so much support and so much notoriety within their corporation.
Wow.
That the CEO just did an event with our organization at the end of the last school year.
That's amazing.
And it was really, I felt special. He's the CEO of this large corporation. And he puts his pants on the same way I do, right?
Exactly.
But at the same time, it's like they care so much about this program that he's going to make an effort to come and meet with some of these kids and meet with me.
Wow.
So it was cool.
I know when I was in high school, I participated in Junior Achievement. And it really was the highlight of my high school. We created our own business. I think I had a potpourri business back then. And they,
Sure.
my group elected me president of this little entrepreneurial business.
Love
and
it.
we sold the product and we did well. But I guess you're having that same impact. The idea, I remember thinking one of the conversations with you and the students that we met with, I don't think they believed that specific company was involved in your program because it's such a big organization. And when they came in, they learned that it was based around this company, that they had this unparalleled access to this leadership. And it had a huge impact. They were so excited to see that it was a real program with this real company and that they had access.
Yeah.
So I'm impressed. I appreciate what you're doing for not only students, but also businesses, because you're serving their needs and creating a workforce that one is aware that they exist, and then they're aware of the opportunities that are available if they complete their degree and get the kind of education they need to move forward in their careers.
Yes. Thank you. It's important.
You mentioned in our last program the concept of creating a recession-proof business. And you mentioned beauty. You mentioned pharmaceutical being recession-proof. What else? And when you look at the business environment, why is it important to have diversity in your business product?
Yeah, I would say insurance is also one of those
Insurance.
recession-proof businesses because you have to have insurance. And if you don't have insurance and you get into like a bad car accident or your house burns up, well, that's a big problem for you.
It is.
So, I mean, there's a lot of industries where you're not going to suffer.
Right.
You're probably going to, maintain or even do better during these horrible times.
Now, how your business, how are you doing anything to kind of diversify? What's kind of your angle and approach for creating somewhat? Well, I guess you're in the beauty business, and you're absolutely right. So I don't need lashes yet, though.
I figured you probably aren't going to get your nails done either. But.
And I might try the nails.
Okay.
But so you think that industry will allow you to transition to a recession-proof, other than when they shut down the entire business and no one can go out. But other than a COVID impact, like, what are you doing to make sure that you can create that recession-proof environment? How is it with pricing? Like, are you looking at some unique models? Do you have monthly subscription program? Is there something innovative that you're doing in the business?
Yeah. We actually we're launching memberships next month. August.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I have a friend who's an executive at a large beauty organization. And they told me, this was even before I had this idea of starting this company, but they told me months ago, this summer, it's all about deals. Like, how can you combo things? Because we are in an economy that is not good. And so people are looking for like that next deal. Like if you look around right now, Christmas in July is a big thing.
Yeah, it is.
Right? It's like, where did this come from? And now everyone's like jumping on the Christmas in July.
I saw like a game show the other day and they had on Christmas outfits and it was live. Did I go back in time? Like, am I looking at Christmas from last year? It was interesting.
I know.
But
Well,
you're
we're
right.
in such horrible time that like people are trying to bring joy.
Right.
Right. And so I was like, all right, maybe I need to jump on this Christmas in July thing. But right now, yeah, we're doing promotions. We're doing we're doing specials and deals and discounts because that's really the only way to get people in the door.
Sure.
Pricing's competitive with our competitors. I mean, it's basically the same, but like right now we have a promotion where if you schedule an appointment between a 3-week period, you can win a coach purse.
Oh.
Right.
Okay. That's cool.
And I've got the same for my staff. Like I have incentives from my staff, bringing in new clients. I have a coach purse that the staff member who brings in the most amount of new clients will win a coach purse. So, it's those types of things that you want to encourage people to work.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
How are you using social media as a part of your marketing plan? It's so much has changed and you were in sales and marketing at a time that I was doing some sales marketing. It's totally different. I remember hiring at a new facility back in the early 2000s. You didn't have you didn't have LinkedIn and you didn't have Indeed and some of these other platforms. And we were placing ads in the newspaper. And for me, 2000 doesn't seem like that long ago. But marketing wise, so much has changed. Facebook, and I hear that Facebook has become a little stale and outdated now. But what are you doing from a marketing standpoint?
Yeah, so a lot of social media.
You are.
Podcasts are so popular, even monkeys are doing it.
75% of Americans listen to podcasts monthly. That's 210 million people in the United States alone. And yes, podcasts are profitable. Joe Rogan is making $30 million per year. Your content, your knowledge is worth sharing. Don't just dream it, do it. Visit andycostafilms.com/podcast and turn your content into leads.
And since I'm not an expert at it, but the younger generation is, my younger generation girls are kind of doing our social media videos,
Fantastic.
our front desk staff. But we're getting influencers because we are in an influencer world, right? That's where a lot of the marketing went. So I have influencers that are big on TikToks, Instagram come in, we'll give them a service, and then we ask them to post it online. And we just got a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader who's going to be doing that. And I want to do all the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders.
Okay. I love it.
Yeah.
Have you looked at the Dallas Cowboys cheerleader show?
I have. I watched it.
I know.
Yeah.
So this is, you keep bringing out all this other information that I'm not supposed to say on a podcast. But when I moved to Texas, that show was important to me because it helped me to learn the community. They took tours for the cheerleaders around the area. So I learned what the star was. I didn't know that at the time.
Oh, yeah. That's
And
cool.
so are you going to be on the show then? Are you going to try to work your way?
We're going to be best buds.
Call Charlotte Jones if she's listening to the podcast. She manages that. But no, how did you end up with that Dallas Cowboy cheerleader?
Just reaching out. There's my old sales background.
Okay.
Just being told no. I'll send 100 emails, and if I get 5 back, then I find those 5 a success.
That's amazing. So TikTok using and Instagram, I presume. I'm still learning some of these because I know that from a business standpoint, it's really impactful. And the tough part is in the old days of marketing, you could advertise on a few stations maybe a few radio programs, and you reach a really large audience.
Right.
But now that audience is spread across so many different platforms, and the cost for being online can be fairly pricey for a small business that's just starting out. How do you balance that from a cost perspective and still getting the viewership that you need?
Yeah, I mean, we do pay for ads.
Yeah.
But
it's hard not to.
Yeah, you have to. But I would say, honestly, that influencer model, I mean, because let's say they have 13,000 followers.
Right.
Maybe they bought a couple of them. Who knows? 'Cause,
Sure.
like, you can do that. But let's say 5,000 of them are real. Well, that's 5,000 people that we could potentially be reaching.
Okay.
And I'm watching the business. I mean, we just started this influencer model a couple of weeks ago, and I'm watching the business grow. I mean, it's had a pretty quick kind of turnaround. And we're getting a lot of new clients. It's real.
Okay.
It's real. Yeah.
Now, when you get them in the door, you then giving them coupon or you selling the packages? How does that work once you get them in the door? So I presume the first step is just making them aware, getting them inside, and then how do you transition that into repeat businesses? Well, not to get all your secrets, but I think this is incredible insight.
Giving away the farm
you
right
are.
now.
Yeah, but here's the thing that I've learned though: you can give away a lot of this information. And it's really about executing.
Yes.
So unless they can mimic your ability to execute as a competitor, then they might not generate what you're generating.
Right. So we get them in the door and we give them, I pay the best in the industry.
Okay.
I pay my stylist the best, so I expect the best.
Nice.
So you're going to walk out and you're probably 95% of the time going to be pretty happy with the work that they do.
Nice.
And I say 95% because there's always someone who's just not happy.
Sure.
But so what our front desk staff has been trained to do is to always make sure that you schedule before they leave a next appointment 2 weeks out. And that was something I was taught in sales.
Right.
Never leave an appointment without having that next appointment scheduled.
Right.
And so
They do a great job of that in the dentist office.
Phenomenal. And so we have that text message reminder too, right? Dentists are crazy about it, yeah. Which is bizarre to me.
Isn't it?
Yeah. I don't want to miss my dentist appointment.
Right. You feel guilty if you don't set it up in 6 months.
I know. It's like, okay, what do I need to do? Yeah.
So you're doing much the same.
Very similar.
Now, I know that I've heard this. I don't know this for certain, but in some places, whether it's the beauty business that you're in or even at like the wedding shop, they will treat you really nice. It's like being in some fancy club. You get a champagne glass of I don't know if yours is like that, but I can see how you would get people coming back if you're giving them a glass of champagne every time they come.
Yeah. So something that I've brought on, because I do have a background in nonprofit, is we are going to have a nonprofit of the month that our business is going to highlight.
Fantastic.
And so if that nonprofit is able to book 10 appointments during this event time, then we will bring in champagne and snacks for them and stuff like that. But really, it's kind of like a hairstylist, right? Your hairstylist is like a therapist.
Yeah.
And probably your lash stylist and your nail tech is probably very similar, right? So like you build that bond and that relationship and you're happy with their work and you're just not going to go anywhere else.
Yeah. Now, from a facility perspective, and this is partly intriguing to me. Light and bright, do you have a particular color palette that you have? What is it that, I'm sure your environment is just phenomenal. Tell us about the environment for your...
Yeah. You walk in and you just see beautiful women everywhere. Photos all over the wall.
I didn't expect that answer. That makes sense.
Sex sells. I'm just going to be real. So it's black and white, and there's
Very
like
cool.
some sprinkle of just some color in there occasionally. But I just love the black and white, just like it's sleek. I think it looks really good.
Did you redesign the logo for it, or what's the...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, everything is redesigned.
Really? So you purchased an existing facility, but it was a full makeover.
Full makeover.
Marketing agency to help you with that, or is just all Jessica?
All in here.
All Jessica.
And trust me, I'm not a creative person. But once I got into the environment, I kind of knew what I wanted to do.
How long did it take you to come up with the concept?
So I did that probably before I bought it.
Okay.
The concept was pretty, I would say 30 days.
Okay.
I had someone building the website, which took about 60 days, building the logo and everything, probably 30 days. So within that, I would a 60-day window. And so we are officially like launched within the last couple of weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So the next 6 months through Christmas. So we have an election coming up, and I mentioned this not from a policy or politics standpoint, but from a business standpoint, because I know it's kind of a weird time. You're doing promotions that generate interest. So how you looking at the next 6 months? What's kind of the game plan? You continue to, are you rolling into the Christmas period with some new marketing now that we're getting past July Christmas and getting ready for the real Christmas? But what is it over the next 4 to 6 months as you prepare for that period of time?
Yeah.
I presume that's probably what's your, not to jump around in the second question, but is there a rhythm to the business? Is it busier over certain months or parts of time of the year? What does that cycle look like for you?
Yeah. So summer's pretty good because, women want to go out without makeup on. They want to have a tan.
Interesting.
And so they just want to have really nice lashes and nails. So summer's pretty good.
Okay.
The holidays are always going to be great right around that time. But really, this is the type of service where you just want to get it done every 2 weeks.
Okay. Every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks,
wow.
you need to get your lashes redone. Really, every 2 weeks, you need to get your nails redone.
Sure.
So it's kind of the industry where every 2 weeks you're in that chair. Now, you take your lashes off. But like most women who do this religiously, they're every 2 weeks. So August is going to be a big month for us. We're going to have a ribbon cutting. We're going to have a grand opening.
Okay.
It's going to be so much fun. School starts again. And I think when school starts, we're just going to be even busier.
Okay. Now, talk us through your services. And by the way, you can mention the website or name of the business if you want, but talk us through what full services that you provide, because I'm still trying to understand how this side works. And I know that there are a lot of lashes you can buy at Target and the other places. So walk us through your services and why go to your service versus just getting it off the shelf.
Yeah, so we're called The Beauty Hub. Our website is beautyhubusa.com.
Very nice.
We are in this locations in Frisco.
Okay.
And what we do is unique. We are unlike any other lash and nail studio out there. You can go to a nail salon and get your nails done. We are basically mostly appointments. We do have a couple walk-ins, but like mostly you need to have an appointment to see us. But we do lashes and nails, and we can do them at the same exact time.
Okay.
If you are a busy woman, and I talk to women all the time, like, I either have to choose to get my nails done or I have to choose to get my lashes done. I can't do both because I don't have the time.
Right.
We've solved it for you, ladies.
Nice. Very nice.
Problem solved. You can do them both. I had a client came in, and she's like, I cannot believe I just walked out of here with my lashes and my nails done both within 2 hours.
Wow.
She's like, I'm good.
Nice.
So we're saving time and we're helping the busy woman.
So do you have an app where they can book those as well, or do they go to your website to book? Because I've been amazed that even for guys, I can schedule all my haircuts online now, and it's so convenient. The only time I had an issue is I was traveling on the East Coast and I needed an appointment in Central Time, and I didn't realize that the system automatically switched. And so I booked the time. I got here and I went for my appointment, and the guy says you're late.
Yes.
But how you have an app, I presume, that makes it easy for people to schedule?
Yeah, you can go to our website and it'll link you straight to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there an app that they can download yet?
Not an
To the phone?
app
Not
that
yet?
they can. Well, maybe. I think it's not our logo app, so I don't want to say it. So just
Gotcha.
go to our website.
Okay. That makes sense.
My nonprofit has an app, but
Yeah. No, it's so convenient now. So you don't have to call someone and wait to book time through the
Yeah.
telephone.
I know.
Which is so convenient.
Yeah.
But so why not buy it off the shelf?
the lashes.
The lashes or
So
press
those-
on nails or whatever.
Yeah. So you can do that,
Okay.
right? Like I have friends that prefer doing their own lashes. And
Okay.
if that's what you prefer, stick with it, you know? But this is really, it's a more luxurious type of experience where you're relaxed and you kind of want to fall asleep. It's like you're at the spa. And they look more natural. So a fake lash, it's like your hair extension is a
Sure.
lash extension,
Okay.
right? And they look more natural. They look like your lashes. And those lashes you can buy at the store,
Right.
you typically have to take them off every day.
Every day.
Yeah, and redo them every day. I have some people that I know who like leave them on for like a couple days, but really you need to take them off every day.
So it sounds like, from a business proposition perspective, you're creating an environment where people can just come and relax. Like, it gives them a getaway from their day-to-day busy schedules, and they can come in and just take a personal moment to spend some time in a great environment and just enjoy that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Walk out feeling like you just had a massage.
I love it. It sounds like a very peaceful place.
Yeah.
Right, that people can enjoy their time. What other ideas can I get from you, Jessica, that would help someone that wants to follow in Jessica's footsteps? So you've been in a variety of different businesses. You've found something that is unique to you, that is in a recession-proof kind of industry, being in beauty. But what else would you tell the other? I know we've spoken about some of this, but what else would you tell that person looking to do something? Now, here's what's neat as well. I won't spend a lot of time talking about this, but as a mom, a spouse, it sounds like you've been able to find that balance and have found an industry that fits your place at this stage in your life. So what would you tell the other Jessica out there, maybe has had a career in some corporate world but wants to do something for themselves? How do they become the next Jessica and do something that's not only fun and rewarding but also generates income?
Yeah, I spend a lot of time just giving back and having the nonprofit and not making any money. So I'd like to be able to do that at some point. But, just do it. I mean, there's really no better advice other than just get off the couch, turn that show off, and just do it. That show will be there. You can binge it in a couple months, right? But spend less time on the couch. I mean, I even make time to get on my Peloton for an hour every morning.
Do you?
Get up early. I'm up at 6 a.m. every morning. I go straight into that Peloton room. I do an hour of exercise. I'm a mom.
Wow.
And then I go to work.
Nice.
And then I'm a mom. And I'm a wife,
Right.
But you have to have that balance, because you don't have that balance, you're not going to have anything.
Are you back on at 10 o'clock at night, checking email once the kid is asleep?
I check email even when she's awake. I mean, I can't stop, but I'm the type of person that I don't want to, I have anxiety if I'm sitting at home doing nothing.
Right.
So I always need to be on the go.
Now, on your system, I presume in the analytics, do you get a report every time someone books it? Do you? Yes. That must be thrilling for you. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
And you get another ding, like, another appointment scheduled.
It's working. Yeah, I do.
How
It's
funny.
nice.
What other analytics are you using in your business to track your outcomes, revenue, appointments?
Yeah. So most of the stylists in this industry are commission based.
Okay.
So we pay them the highest commission of any other similar business in the industry. So I definitely look at sales. Something I'm going to be doing, but I haven't done yet, is upsells and kind of like add-ons.
Okay.
Right now, I'm just more focused on bringing new clients in. So all my incentives for my staff are new client incentives.
Okay.
But then it'll be add-ons and, adding, since we do manicure pedicures, it's like adding that jelly, adding that gel, all the things that probably foreign language to you.
I get it.
You get it.
Yeah. Now, how many people do you have in your facility providing the service? Like how large can you grow in that single facility in terms of number of, not stylists, but...
Yeah. So right now we have 6 and I want to hire 2 or 3 more.
In the same location. And what are your general hours? Like, can you extend your hours as well, or is it kind of fixed based on those 6?
We could definitely extend it, but right now we're basically 10 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Okay. Oh, wow. That's a pretty good range though.
Yeah.
It's hard for me being a working person, and I'm sure a lot of other people. And you mentioned earlier that a lot of places reduce hours. So if they're only open from 8 to 5, I can't get there in time. So being open till 8 is incredible.
Right. Yeah. And I actually have to have that conversation with the staff because everyone wants to work 10 to 4. Right. Right. But it's like, you're not going to make, we're not in that COVID era anymore. Right. People are back in the office. People need to go back to work. I had an executive say to me recently, he's like, I was like, we've got to get back in the office. People have got to get back in the office. And he said something very smart. He was like, back when COVID happened, when we were all closed down, no one had anything else to do but work. Right. So when they were home, they were effective. Right. Now everyone has so many other things to do that if they're working from home, they're not going to be as effective. Right. And I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense, right? But people are back in the office now. It's like the executives saw that this was coming and was happening. And, so I tell people, you've got to work after hours because if you're not working after those hours, people are not going to be able to come and see you.
Right. We're not catching those people.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a pleasure. I want to ask one more question and you can leave us. You gave us a lot of ideas, but if there's anything else other than work, and be and persevere, what last business decoded tip would you give the person listening to Jessica Bartnick and they want to know, like, what do I do to get started? What would you tell them, Jessica? Like, what's even bigger than anything you've said today? Like, what would be that area of inspiration and motivation? Not what they need to do to start the business, but how do they make that transition from I've got this idea to I'm ready to implement? Yeah,
call a friend. And this is what I did when I had this idea. I sat down. I was having dinner with some girlfriends, and I was like, "So I have a business idea." And they're like, "Oh, what is it?" And I said, I told them I want to do lashes and nails at the same exact time. Okay. Just get a pulse for what they say.
Nice.
Because they can be like, oh, or they can be like, ooh. Okay. But sit down with some actual real friends. Yeah.
The ones that'll be honest with you.
The ones that'll be honest with you. And just get a pulse. Now, if they say, oh, the market's saturated or something like that, don't listen to that. Right. Just get a pulse for your idea. Right. And if people would bite. Because if people would bite, don't listen to the naysayers. Right. Listen to the people who are like, oh my gosh, yes, I would do that. Yeah. Because if one person will do it, 10 will do it, and then 30.
Or what I found, the person that says, that's interesting, but what if you would incorporate this? Like they're giving you advice on how to make it work, not just saying no. Yeah. You don't want the person to just shoots it down from the beginning. They hadn't even thought about it. Right. But the person that says, that's either a really good idea, I would have that service, or if you tweaked it a little, this is something that would attract me because you're onto something, is what they're trying to tell you.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. Yeah, just listen. I
love it. Jessica, it's always a pleasure to see you. Thank you for joining us on Business Decoded with Ronnie Spellman. I hope to see you again soon.
Thank you, Ronnie.
Thank you for listening to Business Decoded podcast with Ronnie Spellman. Please be sure to subscribe and share and stay tuned for more incredible Business Decoded episodes.